was a group of English Protestants, and they were very concerned about the Bible. And they were chased out of England. There was a political controversy, and they were chased out, and they went to America. Yeah. When they went to America, the leader of this group, he was like the priest of them, he took them to a field, because there was no church building in it, and he took the Bible in Hebrew, and he started to read from the Torah, from the Old Testament in Hebrew. And none of the people know Hebrew. Yeah. I said to him, why are you reading? He said, this is the language of God. You see? So even he didn't understand Hebrew well, and the people not at all. But sometimes he read in Hebrew because he wants to preserve this taste of God's language in the Bible. So I feel a bit like that in the Coptic church we should preserve. Okay, the language is the most obvious thing, but all of the aspects of the heritage, so that when we come to any test, we have something inside us, a rock, a solid rock, to stand on this. Yeah. Like when I approach any church in Egypt, and I see this tower, my heart sinks a little bit, because I know that this tower is not a desert architecture. Yeah. I know that the dome is the Orthodox architecture. When I see the domes of the Church of St. Anthony, you see them from a little distance, the many domes, you feel happy, you feel that this is something so beautiful.
It belongs to you.
Belongs to the Orthodox.
Belongs to you, exactly.
So even something as simple as the shape of a tower and the shape of a dome, it has an effect, an emotional and spiritual and personal effect.
It's affected you. You are right, Abuna. Sometimes there are some people, foreigner people, they come to attend the night prayer, for example. And they don't know the Coptic language, but they got the effect of the spirituality, of the language, of the music. You know, they got it and they can feel it. And this normally, we say to the people, you don't need to understand the meaning by your mind. No, you have to let your heart feel it.
Feel it.
Because all this kind of praying or language or songs, it's a feeling. You cannot understand the music, for example, by your mind. If you listen to Bach or Beethoven, you don't understand it, but you can feel it. Yeah, it's very important for the people to understand that, okay, if we preserve the language, we preserve the songs, we can get the spiritual benefit from it.
I tell you another small example, you know, the iconostasis.
Yes.
When I go to the church, if it's a new church, a modern church, and I see the iconostasis is a fancy one, and then I go to the old church in the monastery, and I touch the wooden iconostasis, Abuna, I'm weeping, because I feel that this iconostasis, the shape of it, the cross, the way it's put in the wood, I feel that this is with hundreds of years of Coptic Orthodox prayers in this. Yeah. But a new one, which is just like a decoration, I don't feel anything.
When you see the eye lamps is hanging, when the ostrich eggs is hanging, you know, all the things, when you see the candles with the night prayer, I don't like what they do now in the night prayer, they use lamps. Electric lamps. No, this is something came through the heritage and the tradition, which gives you a very good atmosphere to feel what you're doing. You know, it's very important. Okay, we can pray with the electric lamps, no problem. But what is the effect of the electric lamp and the candle? Completely different effect. It will help the spirituality.
You know, Abuna, we have a church halfway up the mountain, right?
Yes.
St. Paul the Simple Church. And at the top of the mountain we have the cave of St. Anthony. Any night in the year, when we are praying in the mountain, if you come to these two places, if you go to the church, there's one father prays in the church. It's a mass, okay? You can take the blood, the body and blood of Jesus. It's a sacrifice, okay? But why all the boys want to go to the cave. The cave is small. If there's too many boys, it becomes very hot. And we have only candles, we have no light. We haven't any space around the altar. Even you can't go walk around the altar, you have to crouch underneath. But 50 out of 51 boys want to go to the cave, because they know that they will feel a whole world of orthodoxy in St. Anthony's cave.
Something special.
Something special. So, okay, the mass in the church is the same as the mass in the cave. It's the same mass.
The same man.
But the atmosphere, what you're talking about, the feeling, is completely different.
Yes, atmosphere is something very.
And this is part of heritage. Atmosphere comes from heritage, not from something new.
And this is why the monasteries are different from the churches in the world. You know, when the people they come to the monasteries, the structures, the building, the shape, the material of the monasteries, it gives them the atmosphere of the early heritage. But if you are standing in a new cathedral, you don't get the same feeling. Which means heritage it's became very important part in the spirituality.
This is what I
Yes,
I
in
believe.
the spirituality, you know.
The spirituality fade by the heritage.
And this is why when the monk they preserve the heritage in their monasteries, in their cells, it's completely helped them to preserve the spirituality. Because sometimes the people say, oh, why we don't live in a very good place, okay, clean place, you know, with the modern things, but modernity it doesn't help so much with the spirituality. Now, spirituality is like a plant; it needs a special soil to grow. You know, if you don't give this nature of the soil, it will not grow well. Okay, it will grow, but will not grow well.
And what you said before about the martyrs, often when I pray in the magma, in the list of the saints, and it says we remember our fathers, the confessors, the patriarchs, the prophets, and then you come to martyrs, I always catch my throat, because okay, all the others are holy men, but the martyrs, what they did, they died, they shed their blood for it.
They gave everything.
You can't give more than your life.
They give the maximum.
The Coptic Church, a church of martyrs, the calendar of the Coptic Church is a church calendar of martyrs. This to me is the ultimate sacrifice for each human being to give his life for God. So the heritage inspired these people. What they received, they wanted to die for it, rather than let it go. They were offered, forget all of this and come with me to the modern era, and we will not kill you. No, kill me, because I want to be part of the tradition of Christ.
The heritage helped them.
The heritage support them to death.